And I'm back. Okay, so yes, this is my first time doing this, but still, um, great practice nonetheless. As I was saying, after completing the business education 6 to 12 certification, I was not allowed an opportunity to become an educator in that capacity. And I was frustrated at first. And then I determined that it was best for me to become a substitute teacher to learn to acclimate myself to young people, period. And so that I could stay in an atmosphere where I was no longer corporately minded, but became more engaged in the concerns of a young person and administrators as a whole. So that was a very wise decision because I believe it's important to not only seek to be an educator in a professional capacity only, but to be a caring heart and an advocate for young adults and young people, and learn how to think from their perspective and not just my own, and not just be concerned with my need or what my desires may be or what my goals may be, but to also incorporate what it is that's important to them, their parents, what's going on in their lives as a whole, their extracurricular activities, their academic capabilities, their ability to not only demonstrate or not only test well, but to demonstrate in other ways and with different methods, various approaches to becoming successful in multiple intelligences. So I'm a big advocate of promoting various types of intelligence. There are no dumb people. There are only people with different ways of approaching things, and they have different value systems. So, with that said, we express ourselves in very different ways. So, here I am at this point transitioning not only from corporate America into education, but likewise transitioning from just the accounting and finance role into a math certification, because that is a very high needs area. And because we, on many of our campuses inside the Uplift Education family, as well as within the other school districts like Dallas DISD, Dallas Independent School District, as well as Fort Worth Independent School District, Arlington Independent School District, many of our local regional campuses, we're all very much concerned with math and our ability to demonstrate mastery there so that we can have capable individuals who don't only graduate with C's and just get by, but are able to apply mathematical processes, the processes within their lives, in ways that contribute to our society in a much more effective and efficient manner. So, yes, I've made the transition into the math certification, and I thought that this should be simple for me. I thought that this should be a lot more of a sensical approach to teaching young people. However, I found that this is truly a very challenging area, and it's because though we may segment it and compartmentalize it by grade, math as a whole is um, learning the concepts of math can be quite challenging, because it's very difficult to just say this is for fourth grade level, or this is sixth grade level, or this is 12th grade level. Many times the challenge transcends that. So, of course, our TEKs are designed to help us with our competencies and domains and all of that. It's all structured so that we can approach it in a way that may be more digestible. However, if it's challenging, it's challenging, and learning multiple approaches can be very, very difficult to do when you're only used to doing it one way or have not yet learned how it makes sense in your mind. So, with that said, the challenge is not just for my students, the challenge is for me as well. And I've just taken my first certification exam in the math 4 to 8 certification area, and it was hard. It was so hard. And just me being able to admit that to myself has been more difficult than I ever thought it would be. I'm like, it's not supposed to be hard for me. And here I am telling students every day that I want you to be confident, but not arrogant. We don't want you to be conceited. And so I have to take the same advice that I issue them and that is we are still confident. Just because we had a challenging moment or we didn't perform at the level we wanted to doesn't mean we're going to stop there. We're going to keep on trying. So, of course, I'm going to take the exam again and do better the next time. That's my anticipation, even though I've been working really, really hard on this. And in my opinion, I should have been able to demonstrate my mastery immediately. But unfortunately, the outcome was not so simple. So I'm going to have to do this again. And every time I'm not only investing time and energy and all of my study efforts, but I'm investing my dollars as well. These tests are not cheap, and these tests are very long. They're 5 hours long. So um, each time that I take one, it's a long time, but it's worth it. And it's not just for me, it's for my students as well and for the future generations to come.